How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video here on the Taco Tech Talk channel. Today I just want to talk about the Samsung book cover keyboard for the Tab S7 Plus. Note the 7 Plus, because the Tab S7 does have a slightly different keyboard compared to the Tab S7 Plus, but for the most part it's somewhat similar, so you can keep watching if you want. But just keep in mind the size difference is what makes the biggest difference, and now know what is different from it. So the price, $230 retail price. That's a lot of money in my opinion for what you're getting. I don't think it's worth it. I think you're better off waiting for a discount, or like I'll mention later again in the video, get alternatives, get a different case and then a Bluetooth keyboard, and boom, you'll probably have just as good as an experience as I'm having right now. So next, with that on the line, let's talk about the size. I think it's a pretty good size. I haven't had a huge laptop before, and my keyboard right now, I compared it to the actual keyboard I have right now, and for the most part, everything lines up. So it's like the perfect size. It's something I'm used to. So I think it's pretty good. I don't think it's cramped. I feel comfortable with the keyboard. What's it called? The keyboard travel is really nice. I feel comfortable typing. I could type on there for long periods of time without having any issues. And the trackpad itself, it's not super huge, but it's also not tiny. I heard the Tab S6 one was tiny, and people did not like that. So this one's not that bad in my opinion. And the buttons in my opinion, like the buttons of the trackpad and the buttons themselves, are pretty clicky. Take a listen. They don't sound pretty bad, right? Sound like any other laptop to me. So I'll give it a pass. I think they sound pretty good. The comfort is really good. And for the most part, the physical keyboard itself is not bad. But now, this is where it gets a little funky. The software. I don't know why, but for some reason, I just don't find it super intuitive when you're using the keyboard on the tablet. I know you're supposed to use it on the Samsung Dex thing, but half the time I'm always on tablet mode just because, to me, it's the easiest to navigate for right now. And then for Dex is when you want to get stuff done. But for tablet mode, it's for games, it's for entertainment, it's for quick, note taking and stuff like that. And the keyboard, sometimes I need to use it for something, and I find it that it's just, kind of annoying sometimes. It's good for like writing out papers and typing out different things, but it's kind of bad when it comes to the trackpad usage. It's just not optimized to the best of its ability, and I think it's because of the software. I don't think it has to do with the trackpad itself, except for the scrolling around. The scrolling is a little bit finicky. It just feels like it lags a little bit sometimes. I use my mouse, my USB connected mouse, and it works so much better than the trackpad. But everything else I think is software based. So you can't highlight stuff, and that's all software. You can't right click. Instead, right click for some reason takes you back to your previous page, and it's just weird. Yeah, that's the only dislike I have, is the trackpad is kind of finicky. It's weird, but besides that, the trackpad is only a physical part about it I don't like. The connectors are kind of weak. The way you connect it to the tablet, it's connected by 2 pins or 2 magnets, I think is what they are, and then a pin in the middle. And sometimes I have issues with it coming right, it just disconnects from the tablet when you pick up the tablet. And it's kind of annoying because you think it works like a laptop where you can just pick it up, carry it anywhere, and you're good to go. But no, sometimes the keyboard just falls right off, and it's really annoying. I wasn't able to show it on the camera. It just wouldn't fall off when I filmed it. It was like, no, I'm gonna prove you wrong. And it proved me wrong, but trust me, it does fall off sometimes. So just be careful with that, because if you lift up your tablet too fast or too violently, it might go flying. Just be careful with that. And when it comes to being able to take your tablet anywhere with the keyboard and use the keyboard itself, you're gonna need a flat surface. You can't really type when you're on your lap or somewhere that's not flat, because the tablet shakes and just doesn't feel firm on your lap at all. I was scared when I had it on my lap. I thought it was gonna disconnect because like I already mentioned, it just disconnects randomly sometimes, and it's weak sometimes, the magnets, and don't keep it in place. I'm afraid it's gonna fall back and just, I'm done. But yeah, just be careful if you're not using it on a flat surface. Just the fact that the pins and the magnets aren't super strong makes it kind of weak, and then the fact that it's a little flimsy, the tablet shakes, and it's just, you have to be careful not to drop it, or you're screwed. But besides that, I find the keyboard to be just as par. I like how some of the functionality that they do add that a regular tablet or a regular laptop has is being able to use Alt-Tab to get between the multitasking in between applications real quick. Just Alt-Tab real quick and it takes you to your previous app, or hold Alt-Tab and then you can select which item you want or which application you want. And I also like how on the Samsung keyboard they integrated the Dex button into it. So all you gotta do is just hit Function Dex and you're into the Dex mode. I'm not sure if other Bluetooth keyboards are gonna have that. You could maybe find one that's like designed for the tablet, but if you buy any random Bluetooth keyboard, I'm sure they won't have that. So then you have to turn on Dex using, I think, the quick settings menu. But just something to keep in note. And that's one thing I want to know for the Tab S7 keyboard. I know it doesn't include the function keys. So if you need the function keys, you might consider the Tab S7 Plus, because I know that the Tab S7 keyboard does not have it, just because it's a little bit smaller keyboard, and so that means that they have to cram more into less, so they just decided to take that out. So I'm not sure how they do the function Dex there. I'm not entirely sure, but look that up on your own, because I can't speak for the Tab S7 or the Tab S7 keyboard. And finally, I just want to talk about the book cover itself. I find the book cover to be the best part about this whole combination of the keyboard and the book cover. And the reason being is because the book cover keeps the pen safe. It just makes life so much easier and keeps a peace of mind that you won't lose the pen. It just stores it in this little flap, this little hole for it, and it just keeps it there. You just pull the flap down and boom, you can get your pen out. But the cool thing is that it flaps right back up without you having to push it back up. It just has like this, the way it's set up, it's made and set up, it just flaps right back up like it's meant to be. And it's pretty neat. And I also like the being able to use the book cover as a stand and prop it in pretty much in like 180 degrees as wherever you want. Only thing is if you put pressure on it, it's just gonna start to slide down and just go flat. So keep that in mind. At first it was pretty stiff, but then it started to lose some of its stiffness, and it becomes, you can prop it, but you can't put pressure on it. So you can't really push it down and write notes on it, which is sad, but it's fine. You kind of want your tablet to be flat when you write notes anyways. But the book cover is pretty neat just because of those aspects. Only thing to mention about the book cover that's a con is that it doesn't protect it much. It keeps the back safe from scratches and all, but the sides are exposed. So be careful not to, slam your tablet onto like a table in a corner, because you might end up denting or scratching up the sides of your tablet. If you're looking for something more protective, definitely consider like an actual case, and then at that point consider a Bluetooth keyboard, because you can't connect your keyboard if it's covered up on the sides. So something to keep in mind. Keep your tablet safe, and if you want to, and consider different alternatives. So here are my final thoughts. Should you buy it? If you get it at a discount or in a bundle. Otherwise, I think you should go for a different alternative. I know they sold out really quickly, and I'm sure people are selling them at a high price, or when they come in stock, they're at full price. So if you can get them bundled, go for it. If you can't, I think you should get something different. Just a regular case to keep that pen safe, and then a Bluetooth keyboard to be able to type if you need it. Because otherwise, I think $230 is a lot of money for what you're paying here, and you're not getting much. I forgot to mention it earlier, but it's not a backlit keyboard either. And so using it in the dark is not convenient. You can't really see the keys. It's just useless at the dark. I mean, unless you have your screen bright up in brightness, but otherwise you can't really see the keys. But besides that, unless you have money to spend, buy it. If not, look for alternatives or get it in a bundle. That's my final thoughts on the Samsung keyboard book cover for the Tab S7 Plus. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.